Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy, the dating game. What's poppin', people? Okay, I got an email from my dude. I'm gonna leave his name anonymous. He's from New Zealand. He hits me up. He says, "I love your show. You are a very, very wise man. Wish you existed and internet existed when I was growing up. I wasted 30 years being a nice guy and got zero girls for respecting women and being nice to them. What an absolute waste. Now I'm a total douche slash bad boy. I'm horrible to women, yet I get a different woman almost every night because of it. Women like dickheads, and I still don't get why. Also, am I too late to be a player for life, as being a nice guy has scarred me for life? I don't ever want a relationship or kids or anything anymore and just want to abuse women after the way they rejected me for 30 years just because I was nice to them. Am I too old now? When is too old to be a player?" All right. So there's a lot of things in this question. I'm gonna get to a lot of them, but this is a good, good question right here. So the thing is, right? I'm gonna start with the whole you talking about, you being a nice guy and then, um, you know, being an asshole to women and them responding more. And yeah, the thing is that actually works. The thing I want most guys to understand though is that you don't technically need to be an asshole. You understand what I'm saying? The thing is, this is what happened. Guys are being nice guys, which I talk about this in my book, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men, where I have a chapter in this, it's titled, you're not a nice guy, so don't act like one. And the thing is that what happens is a lot of nice guys, they are being too nice and they're putting on this act of being a nice guy, and women can tell that you're not really being yourself. So the thing is, it's not about being an asshole or being a jerk. It's about really just being yourself, because when you be yourself, you are not going to be acting all nice all the time. You're going to just be a regular dude. See, the thing is that the bad boy guy is more on the scale of a realistic dude than a nice guy. Like, a nice guy is not a real guy. They can tell you're not going to be all accommodating and nice and smiley 24 hours a day to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can feel that it's fake. So it's not about you having to be an asshole. Just be yourself. If you're not feeling something, you say, "Look, I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling that." If you are feeling it, you say, "Yeah, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that." But don't, nice guys usually say, "Well, I'm feeling everything. Everything is awesome. Everything is great," even though they are not, they're not feeling it. They're not being authentic. So that's the thing. The thing is, you have to, be more real. The realer you are, then the more jerk kind of bad boy-ish type of energy you're going to put off, in a sense. You see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily you got to be a dickhead, you know what I mean? But it's like, be more real, and then the realer you are, that is going to, that bad boy-ish type thing that women are attracted to is going to come off in your, in the way that you deal with women. All right. So that's that. Cause I know a lot of guys, who are quote unquote nice guys. They're like, "Oh, but I don't want to be a jerk. And I feel guilty if I'm mean and all this other stuff." And it's not about being mean and a dick. You know what I'm saying? But it's about just being, being yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So the second thing I want to talk about is, you were saying that, you don't want to, you said you don't ever want to have a relationship or have kids or anything anymore. Okay, so, and that's the thing, another thing, you don't have to have kids and you don't have to be in a relationship. So, you have to do whatever you want to do in your life. This is your life. You don't have to follow this whole, "Oh, I'm getting older, so I need to find some woman to get married to and have kids with." If that's what you want to do, then you do that. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine, and you don't do that, and you just live your life how you want to live it. This is your life. Don't, and all of you guys out there, don't think that you have to get married, that you have to have kids, that you don't got to do shit. Okay, you ain't got to do none of that stuff. So, if you want to just, work and make money and hang out with different random chicks until you're, 70, then do you. That's what, you can do that. So, I guess that answers, like, is it when it's too old to be a player? If you want to be a player, you can continue to do that if that's what you want to do. But I'm gonna get more into that in a second. But this part right here, I really wanted to talk about because this is a part where you said, you said I don't ever want a relationship or kids or anything anymore, and just want to abuse women after they rejected me for 30 years just because I was nice to them. Okay, so now this is the part where I don't agree with, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is the part, just the wording and kind of like the tone of what you're saying. See, there's nothing wrong with being a player. There's nothing wrong with doing what you do. You understand what I'm saying? In whatever you're doing in life, but whatever you're doing in life, do what you do out of love and not hate. And what I mean by that is do what you do out of love for yourself and not like this hatred or revenge or trying to get back at somebody for doing something they did to you. So what I mean is if you love to be with different women and you genuinely like that because that's something you enjoy doing, you do that. You understand? But don't do something out of spite or out of revenge or trying to get back at someone because you're not being authentic. You're not being, your real self. You're not really doing what you want to do. You're doing something you're doing something for other reasons than yourself, other reasons than something that's going to fulfill you. You understand? So, saying, well, I'm going to just like abuse women and treat them like shit because they treated me like shit. It's a losing battle. You understand? Because you're not going to feel good after that. It's not going to, because you're doing these things for all the wrong reasons. You understand what I'm saying? So, do the things out of love. Like, well, I love to be with lots of different women. I love to be a player. So I'm going to be a player because that's what I love to do. You understand? It's not, oh, well, I'm fucking this girl and fucking that girl and never calling them again because I'm angry at women. You know what I mean? It's coming from a place of, anger and frustration. And that's going to do nothing but eat you up inside at the end of the day. And you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be fulfilled as, you're not going to be, you're not going to feel good, man. You're not. So, you got to kind of like check like the reasons why you're doing what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? And this goes all across the board. And this is what, I try to explain to a lot of people is that, people see people doing certain things and they'll be like, oh, this person is insecure because they're doing this, or this person, is upset because they're doing this and doing that. And sometimes that might be true, but sometimes a person is just doing something because they genuinely love doing it. So the thing is that if you genuinely love to be with different women, that's great. Do that shit because that's loving yourself because that's what you're about. You know what I mean? But don't like try to do things out of revenge and out of like hate and spite for shit. And I know a lot of women do that. A lot of women will go fuck a whole bunch of guys because her boyfriend broke up with her and then she's mad, or like she got into an argument with her man, so she's fucking this other guy to get back at her man. Like, she doesn't really want to fuck him, but she's just fucking him because she's upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, the thing that I'm getting from here is that, you're saying, well, I just want to abuse women after they rejected me for 30 years just because I was nice to them. Just let that go. Let it go. Let that shit go. You understand what I'm saying? Because you need to really understand why you want to be a player. Are you being a player because you want to, because you really like it, because you really enjoy having multiple women, or are you a player because you want to get back at women? You understand? So you got to kind of like think about that before you continue doing what you're doing. You feel me? So the last question is, you said, am I too old now? When is too old to be a player? Now, it's technically not a specific age where you're too old to be a player. People go through a stage. A lot of men go through a player stage where they really want to bang a whole bunch of chicks, and that's usually, when they're younger. You know what I'm saying? Between like 18, about like 20 some, no, probably like 18 and damn near 30 something, 30 like 31 or 32, something like that maybe. But the thing is, I would say that it's easier to be a player in most cases when you're younger. Because when you're younger, let's say when you're like 21, 22, whatever, you know, you're young, you have the energy, and you know, the different level of responsibility that you have in most cases isn't as great as when you get older. Like if you get older, you know, you might have to have a full-time job and do all this other stuff. When you're 21, you could still be in school if you want. You could be, you know, living it with your parents if you want to. You know, like there's certain other things that you could sort of be doing that will, you know, free up your time in order for you to have that player lifestyle. Now, if you get older and you set yourself up right, where you are making a good amount of money, where you, you know, set up your life to where you have the time to go, you know, deal with chicks, then actually that's even a better situation. So if you're an older dude who has his money right, who has enough money to get to be able to have enough time to be a player, then, you know, it'll work out for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people got to work 9 to 5s and probably sometimes 2 jobs and shit, you know, as they get older. So it might be a little harder for you depending on your situation. But, you know, if you set yourself up right, where you have your shit together and you have time to do it, then it'll work out. So it's not even about like you being too old to be a player. It's about, you know, do you have the time to be a player? That's what it's about at the end of the day. Because, you know, at any age you can do your player shit if you want. Like I said, you can do whatever you want in life. You don't have to get married. You don't have to have kids, whatever. But, you know, you have to just figure out, okay, do I have enough time to really actually put time into being a player? Because it takes time. You're going to have to take time out to see these women and hang out with these women. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would say that it's never, you know, technically it is never an age limit. You know what I'm saying? To be a player. You know, if that's something you want to do, that's something you want to do. You know what I mean? But yeah, just, like I said, again, just be authentic with it. If that's what you want to do that. You know, you're never too old. You said you know, I guess you're in your 30s or whatever. You know, do your thing. If you have time to do it, make it happen. All right, now before you click off this video, I need you to do 3 quick things. First, I need you to click the link below to send me your questions, because if you have any questions, I'll answer them in a video. 2, click the link under that to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. It gives you 10 tips on how to attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.